you can take my hand, baby. Show me what you plan for me. Why would you give me some more? Why would you give me some more? Give me one more chance to be easy in your arms, baby. Why would you give me some more? Why would you give me some more? Don't go so easy on me. Why would you give me some more? Why would you give me some more? Don't go so easy on me.
Hi everybody, welcome to the Queer Network. My name is Justin Gerhardt. I am in London, England, and am just so honored to have Aaron Porter on the Queer Network.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for coming to London.
Thank
Welcome.
you for letting us come into your house and on this beautiful couch. This is Queer from the Couch, and we want to get to know Aaron Porter. So
get to know.
Let's dive right in.
Yeah.
I just want to know, like, who is Aaron Porter?
So I'm a singer, singer-songwriter, releasing music. I mean, there's a lot about me. I guess I'm a gay, cis man, black man, mixed race man.
Yeah.
Living in London, releasing music. Yeah, that's the kind of.
How did you get to this place?
Okay, so I
a little bit of your journey to now.
Yeah.
Because you exude a confidence and a I'm doing me.
Yeah.
In every way I want to be me, and that is not even in gay culture. It's not necessarily always celebrated.
Yeah, I don't really. I guess like having a really supportive mum has made me be able to be me from like the get-go. So it was always kind of me and my mum growing up. It was just us two until my sister came along when I was like 8. We're very close, very close trio.
Yeah.
And I guess I've always been quite confident. I had quite a lot thrown at me, but my mum was always quite a strong backbone in just being like, just do you. Like she was always pushing me to like do things that I wanted to do, be individual.
Where did music enter your life?
Yeah, so with music, I've always been like prancing about, singing, dancing, doing all of that. Music has always been a situation like with growing up in the house, like me and mum would just be like belting out all the biggest ballads all the time.
So that was normal.
That was very normal to be like singing. And we didn't have like loads of cash, so I couldn't do all the lessons that I wanted to do. But then when I got to 16, you could go to the Brit School. And the Brit School was like the only course that was like a free school. So I went and got into there and I did that. So then my actual training began. And at that point, it was kind of like an option of doing like just music or doing musical theatre. And I kind of did musical theatre because I was like, I finally get to do lessons.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I finally get to learn all these different things.
Were you writing songs throughout this whole process?
I was writing songs before when I was like a kid. It was more like I realised now that I was actually writing other people's songs, but then because I didn't fully know what they were saying. I was just writing up my own lyrics for it.
My friend who's a writer was saying that the best way to practice writing was taking a show that already exists and writing an episode of it.
Oh, really?
Like, so you just practice with something that already is there. And I think, we do that with music.
Yeah. I guess that was naturally what I was doing. I think I just wanted to write the songs, but because it was like one of those, like when we were younger, obviously we didn't have, it was just like playing on the radio. And I'd be like next to the radio with my pen and paper, like to write out the song. And then,
to get the lyrics.
To get the lyrics. And then like, I'd get like a verse in and then realise that I'm behind. So then just write out my own
stuff.
Lyrics and then it would be a completely different song.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was doing writing like that, but I wasn't really delving too much into my own.
When did it shift to, your story, the queerness that you represent, the being gay,
Well, actually, to be honest, that was after I started kind of working in the musical theatre industry. It wasn't really for me. I struggled with not kind of telling my story. And I kind of wanted to be on stage, kind of doing living my truth. And maybe it was down to the jobs that I was doing that didn't really reflect my,
Well, I don't think that there's a lot of roles that exist
that reflect that
reflect even just as a gay man that I want to portray on stage in musical theatre.
But yeah, it wasn't for me doing this. But I mean, I still love to go to the theatre, and I'm so proud of everyone that does it. But it just wasn't for me. So I just started writing my own stories. At first, I wasn't necessarily writing about my gay life. I was just writing about things that were happening to me, not trying to hide it, but just not necessarily selling it.
Yeah.
And I think that was like, I had people around me that were kind of like, you should try to cater to everyone.
Right.
And then I realized that, like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Not
Yeah, it's just not.
yeah.
I mean, maybe for some of it, but
Yeah.
not. I guess not.
And
even.
I mean, like, and there's times I totally get that. I get that idea. Like, you don't. I'm now in that place where I'm like, definitely have my, my gay community who I adore.
Yeah.
And I don't want to represent anything other than that.
Right.
But you do have that moment where you're like, oh, like, I hate being put in a box. Like,
Yeah.
we all hate being put in
Yeah.
boxes.
Yeah.
And although I'm in my safe box, I'm happy here. I do want to be able to, talk to everyone.
Well, and I think that's connected to the like when we weren't out, or when queer culture wasn't as mainstream, we had to adapt straight culture to fit us. So, a straight person can do exactly the same with your music, even though it's not necessarily representing exactly their story.
well,
There's pieces of it.
I know.
There's always versions that we
Totally.
pull. We do it in movies all the time.
Yeah.
I think you're exactly right. There's no reason for us to be
Yeah.
being vague and mainstreaming things. Let's tell our story,
exactly.
and people will find ways to relate to it.
Yeah.
Like we did.
And that's, I mean,
forever.
that's down, I guess that's down to other communities to kind of be like, open their eyes and not
Yeah.
care about, delving into something that they may feel might not go down so well. Or,
Right.
I don't really...
I mean, yeah, the Spice Girls as an example are like this girl power group that's shifted the message
Yeah.
to like, we're girl power, but we're also everything power
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Which is like fitting of the time,
Yeah, same thing.
So, and then it includes all sexualities, all genders, and they're very open about using that language so
Yeah.
that our community feels included, but nobody else they don't feel excluded.
Yeah.
We're just adding to the group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the aim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you were writing some of the music that you guys have probably heard at home, boy.
I wanna be myself for you tonight. 'Cause only you can save me. Only these walls can make it right. And I waste your time, but I can't walk away, boy. Be myself, you don't wanna be myself, boy. Be myself, boy.
So where did some of that come from, and what is the writing process for you, and has it
Yeah.
changed over these years?
I mean, I definitely use different styles of writing all the time. It kind of depends on how it all is about how I'm feeling at the time.
Yeah.
But often it's from something I've said. So I
Yeah.
might say something to you today, and it might like stick in my head, like just a sentence or a phrase.
Totally.
Boy, I wrote with a band called Nimo, and it was basically on a day where it was a Saturday, going to be going out that night with all the girls.
Yeah.
And it was basically like, me in my head deciding what I was going to wear and knowing what I wanted to wear in comparison to what I maybe thought was going to get me the most
Attention.
attention.
Yeah.
Like, and like the club that we were going to it's definitely more of one of those like kind of macho kind of gay
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
And obviously I had in my head, like obviously I'd wear my jewelry,
Yeah.
a tiny little crop top, like, feeling fab.
Yeah.
But obviously in my head there was this battle where it's like, well, you're gonna pull better if you just put on a t-shirt and like
I know.
and a cap.
I love this phrase, pull better.
Pull. Yeah.
I've
So
never,
we'd say,
I've never heard that
yeah,
before.
we'd say like,
that makes sense.
gonna go pull.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get it?
Yeah, totally.
Cool, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That should be a song.
yeah, gonna pull.
You're gonna
yeah.
pull.
I think it's more said more all the time over here. In
Yeah,
London,
it's
so
not at
as-
all over there.
Yeah,
So
okay.
yeah, but it makes sense.
maybe-
Immediately, I got what you
Yeah.
were going for. Yeah.
So yeah, in my head I was thinking about, it was basically that, and it's all comes down to that toxic masculinity thing of
Yeah.
like being like, it was like, I just want to be myself. Like the main lyric is, I want to be myself for you tonight.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just like, I want to be myself, but which is nice because obviously everyone listens to Boy and they think it's me meeting a boy.
Yeah.
But it's actually a conversation with myself.
Yeah.
And just kind of saying.
How long ago was this written? That song specifically.
Probably about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how has that like, because you said that when you're writing, often you are in that moment feeling this feeling. How has that changed since writing that song? Because you, like I said, you have this confidence that's like infectious. Because you just are whatever you want to be. There's no limit. Every time I see a new picture, every time I see a new post, it's always, there's something else. There's something more. There's something else. And so how has that changed?
I mean, that song has definitely given me so much more power. There's like, the times that you go, like, a tiny thought like that would creep into my head again. I'd be like, And then like every time I sing that song, every time I hear the song, every time someone else plays that song, every time I hear it, see it's been listened again, it gives me that strength through that problem that was coming into my head.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? So it's definitely like therapy, and it definitely helps me grow all the time. So I hope it does that for other people as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it brings up that conversation of what toxic masculinity looks like and what the alternative can be. Because I think some huge issues with the way the world is today is because of toxic masculinity.
Huge issues.
Like, it's huge.
Yeah.
And I think that I've always said that gay men, we're partly here to like shift this focus away from, or to a new type of masculinity that can be positive. Because you're still owning your masculine side.
But that's definitely another thing for me. It's like, I am a cis man. But I don't feel like being feminine means that you're not masculine. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, for me, that's just, it's just the way that I'm my own boy. Do you know what I mean? I'm my own man.
Yeah. And men haven't really played with so many different colors really in a long time. I mean, I think we'd have to go back in history and look at specific people that have done that. There have been people, but in this day and age, it's so amazing people. But this day and age, it's more a mainstream accepted, you know, with things like RuPaul's Drag Race, even doing so well. Not that you have to be a drag queen necessarily, but because he vacillates between these two sides of himself so publicly, it gives other men, specifically men, the permission. And I think gay men are taking that cue a lot faster than straight men. But I think we're influencing our straight friends too.
Yeah, totally.
To, you know, be a little more, explore a little more than they maybe have before.
Yeah, totally. For me, all I know is that I'm, do you know what I mean? I'm gay. I'm a man, so I guess that means I'm a cis man. I just, like, that's all I really say. I mean, I naturally bend the rules a bit, but like, it's not like, I don't have different titles. What would you say you are? So
the longest time I was gay. That's how I identified. And then because we shifted to this queer network, it once was the Gay Men channel, and then we switched the label, or we rebranded, because we just felt like we're just such a bigger community, and either I was going to go really niche and just do gay men, but then it felt really strange because that seems like the opposite direction that we're going. And so queer felt like a word that
definitely would say I'm queer too.
It just felt like it describes
everyone in that bracket.
The LGBT community as a whole, because we know that even the transgender people never felt necessarily truly identified in that LGBT acronym. Like it was about sexuality, but for them it's not necessarily about sexuality. So I think that was a very strange, but it made sense at one time to lump them all together. And now it makes even more sense to me to identify under this umbrella that I'm also challenging straight people to identify as.
See, I always thought that queer meant like it could be anyone,
because its original definition is just strange and weird. That's it. Which is great, and aren't we all? I
can remember that change between, like, we would use weird here, and it'd be like when you were younger, like weird was like you don't want to be called weird.
No.
But there was like a time in my life where like a few of us that I went to school with started calling ourselves weird, and then it was just that flip. And it was the flip before everyone was saying like queer and things, and it wasn't because we didn't say it because we were queer. We just I guess we did. Looking back. Funny. And I just think can change.
Exactly. And I think that there was a little bit of resistance at the beginning when we started using it, but it was around the time when Queer Eye was released on Netflix. And so it was kind of our cue that, like, no, people aren't opposed to this word. The older gays and the older lesbians and transgender people might be a little bit weary of it because it was used so negatively. But I think because we're going to reclaim it the way we want
when you
to,
can take a word and
then it becomes more. And then I think I want to give straight people the opportunity to identify as more than what they to even just think about it. Because we had to think about who we are growing up, because we didn't feel like we fit into something. And I think a lot of straight people never had to think about that.
never had to think about it.
Can you imagine not thinking about that?
Yeah, weird.
Yeah. What does queer mean to you?
I guess queer just means something out of the ordinary. So like feeling, well, but in a positive way. For me, being ordinary has never been like a positive thing. So I hope that doesn't like offend anyone, because for me, ordinary would be quite boring. So people that feel slightly more than what they're supposed to be, you know. Queer's different for everyone, though, isn't it?
No.
There's not. What do they describe it as now? What I mean,
we get so many different responses about this question, because people are like, it means love, it means acceptance, it means equality, and then it means like just weird and different, and then, you know, it's a lot of different things, which I think is great.
Yeah, totally.
It all fits under the umbrella. So, where does Aaron go in the next 10 years?
In the next 10 years?
Yeah.
I hope I've done a lot. Like, I want to have performed around the world by then, like maybe a couple of times.
Yeah.
A few times.
So touring, that's like all in your...
Yeah, touring, doing some amazing concept videos with like the best... Oh, I can just like... It's endless endless what I want to do. And obviously there's like people that are just doing such big things within fashion. I love fashion.
Right,
music, I'd love to... I mean, right now, all I'm thinking about is the music.
Okay.
And I'm not...
Because that's your focus.
That's the focus.
And all of the other stuff will...
Yeah. And
like
yeah, exactly. And everything's got to come up around that. Like, that is what I do. Yeah. But I do a lot of things.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And you can. That's the beauty of this industry.
I can.
Yeah.
So I want to have toured the world. I want to have worked with some of the most amazing...
So, like, who are these people? Who are these most amazing people? I want to know who you look up to.
So I would really like... I find it interesting to, like, maybe work with loads of people from different elements of the music industry and work out ways of putting Aaron Porter into their styles and seeing what we do as a combination, if you know what I mean. So that could be like from like people like maybe like someone like Christine and the Queens. I feel like me and her could do like a really sick show. Like that.
Are you listening?
Christine, are you listening?
Hi.
That would be amazing because I love her. Kind of works with my theatrical background as well. Yes. I've not actually seen her live. I'm dying to. And then there'd be like someone like Banks, who could get a little bit darker with, because I can definitely delve into there. Like there's some stuff that I've been writing that's a little bit more that way too. I just don't want to be. In 10 years, I want to have really explored many different avenues of where my music can go. There's so much that I'd want to do. Acting, everything. I'd love to try it all.
Video concepts.
Really, I really want to get into the visual side of things as well.
Yeah, that speaks to another type of person for sure. If you could open for somebody, who would it be? They can be dead.
Yeah? Okay, cool. Well, I would definitely be one of the greats like Prince, George Michael, or Whitney. Just selfishly because that would mean that I was like there with
connected to them. Yeah, absolutely.
And I could stay and like be with them.
Yeah, that
would be.
So, but what about today, in the world, like being in the UK, and somebody who could literally call you up and you'd have to go tomorrow?
Well, I feel like I'd want it to be someone within like a similar community, just because I feel like that could reach out more. Do they have to be from the UK? No. Like someone like Lizzo maybe would be good. Yeah. Like I feel like that would be like a really fun gig to be on. Yeah.
Do you find that there are others doing what you're doing? Have you found a person that expresses themselves the way you dress, the way you like?
I mean, there's definitely I mean, I would be wrong to say that I would be the only one.
Right, but have you attracted more of that? Do you find since you've really started to get out there, or have?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely are. I definitely am finding people within that are doing similar things because we may be in like put into similar playlists, right, and things like that. So I'm finding people that are doing similar things. It's definitely not the same. But I am so proud of the community in regards to like there's so many more artists that are, you know, coming straight in as gay artists or queer artists, and they're feeling comfortable to do that, which is really cool.
A little more about the production behind your music and how, because in this day and age, there's such opportunity in the production. It's not just sitting down at a piano and writing a song, though it can. But I feel like your music also is you know, the music that can be played in a club, and can be remixed.
I wanna let love fuck me up. I wanna let love fuck me up. I wanna let love fuck me up. Fuck me up. Keeping me guessing, so I'll have to question who I am. Give me the best night of my whole life and then leave me broken in pieces. I know it's not good for me, but I wanna feel everything that love can throw at me.
So using the example of I Want to Let Love, like how involved are you in that process? What is that process from, you know, you've written the lyrics, you've written the melody, and then it becomes a song, how?
Yeah, often I do write songs like acoustically. I love that, like, because then you really know it's a good, you really know it's a good song when it's just can be stripped back and beautiful. And then I just sit with a producer and we really go through, I kind of give a lot of references. I don't actually produce myself. But it's definitely like a joint.
You're a part of that creative process. Do you have some new music coming out soon?
I do. Which is going to be nice.
When is this coming?
There's not, well, I'm not going to give you like a set date.
You don't have to give me a set date.
But soon.
Okay.
Very soon. Over the summer.
Okay. That's good.
Over the summer.
Like an EP or another track?
Another track. Okay. I'm gonna give you tracks. I'm gonna give you tracks for a while, I think.
Which I think is actually how music is working right now.
Yeah, I mean, I cannot wait to like be like really focused on writing an album.
Yes.
But at the moment, I feel like, to be honest, the couple of songs that are coming out soon will kind of fit as like a boy EP. And it's hard to like separate. Just because I release them as singles doesn't mean they don't come together.
Absolutely.
And also, it's hard in music now just to like release. If I release 5 songs now, maybe 2 of them will get attention. Whereas if I like, everyone kind of can hear them that way.
Do you have like a philosophy by which you live? Like, is there like a phrase or a way of living or a way of thinking that you want to live your life that you've always lived by, or has it just been an evolution?
I mean, I think it definitely just comes back to the like, be yourself, do you.
Yeah.
You do you.
You do you.
I'll do me.
That's great.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, it's like I feel like that sounds kind of rude. Like, you do you and I'll do me, but like.
But it's just
it's
so
just
much
like
better.
Let's just do that.
Yeah, and we're gonna have more fun.
Absolutely.
If we're both doing that, then it is.
Yeah. And just don't judge me.
Yeah, and I won't judge you.
Why do you judge my life? Yeah.
There we go.
Such a good song.
I was hoping you were going to sing at least something in this. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching, everybody at home. Aaron Porter, just in the flesh and excited to share his music and his queerness with the world. You can find him on Instagram and on YouTube. Do you have YouTube too?
Yeah, YouTube. Yeah, YouTube. It's just Aaron Porter on Instagram, and that's my website as well.
Awesome.
Which has all the links.
All the links in the description. Check his music out on Apple Music and Spotify and all those wonderful places to listen. If you're in the UK or in Europe, he's got some tour or some dates.
Yeah,
some things going on in the summer. So,
but it'll all be on the gram.
Yeah, check the gram out. All right, and thank you so much for watching Queer from the Couch. Subscribe to the channel if you've never been here before, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Thanks.
Peace from London. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Oh, so nice.
Really nice.
Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having me.
Yeah.
I see you, boy, working on. I see you, boy, you're moving closer.